recording whereby the mayor stated in public that the city manager and chief of police, they aren't on my side. I also heard in the same recording the mayor say, I'm trying to get a sheriff in there that can help me out when there's situations. I'm very concerned that such public statements could be construed as being irresponsible and could undermine the very institutions that the mayor and the council swore to support. I hope that we never have to face any kind of tragedies like we saw this weekend in Dallas and other cities across the country. But if something like that were to occur in Darlington, the question would have to be asked. Are we a unit? Are we a team? Will we stick together? Or are we stabbing each other behind the back, saying things we shouldn't, lacking support for each other? That solidarity and that commitment to community is very, very critical. There may become a time when the mayor has to stand up with the chief of police, with the city manager, and field questions and deal with very complex issues that cross all kinds of boundaries, be they race, education, location. And if those people have a history of publicly acknowledging disrespect, not getting along, not working together, that could be a serious problem. Because the public needs to be able to rally behind the city in times of need. So I'm bringing up this subject in the hope that the air can be cleared and that a mature professional relationship can be established between the leadership and the management team. And for me, Your Honor, this process has to start with you. The four things I'd like to see happen would be, number one, you publicly apologize to the chief and the city manager for making the statements that you did. Secondly, that you unconditionally affirm your support for them in their current posts. Because whether anybody likes it or not, they are the people that are currently in those posts, and until something changes, they deserve all of our unconditional support. Thirdly, I would like an explanation, and I think the city deserves an explanation, of what is meant by the chief and the city manager not being on your side. And fourthly, I don't understand or comprehend the need for a city mayor to require a sheriff that would help me out in a situation. So if I could have clarification on that as well. Again, I'm not trying to be an agitator. I'm not trying to cause problems or create negativity, but I think it's very important that we're above board about these kind of issues, and that as a public official, you and all the other members of council and members both elected and unelected take pride and take concern with what they say in public. And when things are made, maybe mistakenly, maybe incorrectly, maybe out of anger, that they're strong enough and have the leadership skills to be able to address them, confront them head on, deal with them, and move on, so that we can jointly, as a city and as a county, survive whatever might come our way in the future. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for bringing that up. I'm gonna come down. Since I became the mayor, I tried very, very hard to make this city work. It's not because of what I have not done. And I will not apologize at this time for saying what I said, because I have reasons for that, and maybe you don't know. No, everything is not working the way it should work. It should be about right and wrong and not about color. Hallelujah.
I agree 100%.
Okay, so I tried my very best to get along with
Are
everybody.
you insinuating that someone's racist in this conversation?
No, I'm not
By
saying. I'm just
color?
saying that this will be addressed at another time, but since y'all brought it up,
I believe you're the one that brought up race, ma'am.
well, I'm just saying that it should be about right and wrong.
It is absolutely about right and wrong, and it is wrong.
It should
As a
be
leader,
about
as a leader, I'm a business leader, and I do
so much
not,
to do.
I don't trash my employees in front of others. Behind closed doors,
We
when
are
it's
talking about
appropriate
this.
to talk about people's
Council will
performance.
talk about this, and thank you for coming.
I think we have a council member there that have a comment.
A council member?
I was just going to suggest, normally if we are served with a document in a court proceeding, we get 10 days in which to respond. Because it's hard sometimes when you just get information that's presented to you to be prepared to give a fully worded and thought out response. So to the extent that since this was directed more to you than anybody else, I think you ought to have an opportunity to reflect upon how you want to address this issue and how you want to respond, and then make such responses you feel is necessary rather than trying to do something tonight.
Yes, we'll do that.
Okay, that's fine. Out of respect for the council, though, I would also request, on my side of that bargain, once that time and space, whatever's appropriate, 10 days, 10 minutes, 10 hours, 10 years, that I do in fact get a response, a categoric response, a complete response. Can I at least expect that?
Your response was, your criticisms were directed to the mayor, so I don't think the council is in a position where we can respond.
But the council has come to her defense.
Well,
I've
it's
had a
not a
few-
defense to give somebody an opportunity to reflect upon what they say. Obviously, you have reflected extensively upon how you wanted to address them. So out of courtesy to her, she ought to have the same opportunity.
Okay. So then I will address the mayor then, since it's between her and I. Will you respond to my 4 points at some point in the near future? In a public forum?
I don't know what you're looking at now. You don't want to ask for it right now.
Okay, I would suspect that within a very short period of time, there'll be more people than myself asking for it. Again, I appreciate your time.
Have a
Thank you.
good night.